How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
My name is Patricia Rowell, and I'm the field secretary of Oppressed People's Nation. I'm also the director of our Feed the People program and our Women's Council program. I'm going to tell a little story about my life situation, since this is Domestic Violence and Breast Cancer Month. My grandmother had breast cancer, and my cousin just died from breast cancer 3 months ago. So that's why I'm wearing pink. And when I was raised in foster care all my life. I'm 23 years old. And I was raised in foster care all my life. And at the age of 12, I got raped by my adopted father. Excuse me if I get a little emotional. But I got raped by my adopted father. And he raped me for a whole year, 2 whole years. And by the age of 14, I got pregnant. I was 5 months pregnant and had a miscarriage. And I was scared to tell. I didn't say anything for so long because he threatened to kill my little brother. My little brother had ADHD. And I was scared to tell the foster care system because he threatened to kill my brother. He showed me the gun. The gun was loaded and everything. The gun was in his safe under the bed. So I couldn't say anything for a very long time. And how they found out is because I tried to lie my way out of it when I went to the hospital, because he was there right with me. His wife didn't believe me. The family didn't believe me, said I was a big lie. And I told my caseworker when I was at school, because I couldn't do my studies that I wanted to. I was distracted. And I told her to come to the school, and the way I told her, I had to write on a piece of paper. I had to go to the bathroom and tell her to read it that way, because I was scared to even look at her in her face and tell her. So I had to write on a piece of paper, and when I went back home from school the next day, it's like all my stuff was thrown on the curb. My sister was getting beat, and I got hot water poured on my hand. I have a scar right here from my eye from when she threw a plate at me. And the police came and got involved. They didn't get there till like an hour later, so I was getting beat the whole time. My foster care wasn't available at the time, so it was real hard for me. And then I found out that my little sister got raped. She was the baby. She was no older than like 8 years old. And she was getting raped, and I didn't even know about it until after I left the home. And so it's so crazy, because my sister went back to that home like 2 weeks ago, and I had to finally tell her, like, don't go back to that home. And I hadn't told her. This is my first time telling her the story ever. And she just turned 18, so I had to tell her, don't go back to that home for no apparent reason. Because the wife chose the man over us. The man only got 2 years in prison. And he didn't get beat or nothing in prison. He came out like a regular man. And he's in the neighborhood with foster kids, which kills me, because one of my friends here in Cleveland said that he tried to get her sister. And so it kills me that he's still in that neighborhood with a whole bunch of foster girls, and he's still trying to abuse them like he did with me. So I'm trying to find a way. I mean, I haven't started the process yet, but I'm trying to find a way to go down there and let those girls know in that neighborhood. Like, there's a rapist in that neighborhood. And I'm pretty sure all of them got little notifications that it's a rapist in the neighborhood, but they're in foster care, so they have no other choice but to stay there. And it's like the foster care system don't care nothing about the kids, really, because they didn't care anything about me. It took them 3 months just to find me another home to get me out of that house. I had to go stay in a police station for a month because they couldn't find a home for me. And when they finally did find a home for me, it felt such a relief. It was just such a relief, because that was an independent home. And when I stayed in this home with this rapist, it was like I was just a little child. I couldn't do my hair. I couldn't do nothing by myself. And so I just wanted to tell y'all that story, because it is Domestic Violence Month, and I'm glad that I got through it. I came down to Cleveland to be with my family, and when I did, that's when I got involved with Oppressed People's Nation. Ever since then, I've been doing good. I'm in college. I'll be graduating in December. So I have middle school, going back and forth to foster homes. I've been through 15 foster homes in my life. And I had to quit school. I had to stay out of school. I had to quit school. I had to stay out of school for a certain amount of years until they found us a foster home. My brothers and sisters got split up, everything. So I am a lucky female to be graduating from college, the first one in my family to graduate from college. And my brothers and sisters always say that I am their role model. And when I talk to them on the phone, they be like, "Oh, ain't you still in Oppressed People's Nation?" Say, yeah, so I can tell that I am a big influence on my brothers and sisters. So thank y'all.
Okay.